Okay, YouTube, so this is how my client came in today. He is a waiver, but he took a break for 7 months, and this is him basically returning. So he laid all his curls down, washed it, so we're going to get started. Let's go. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 4. First things first, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell button. Much appreciated. My client was surprised he had waves under all this because he literally been growing it out for months. So, yeah. Starting with my 2-guard. A little bit.
You serious?
Bro, I'm serious. This is a 2.5.
There's no way. I didn't brush my hair in 7 months, kid. No way, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I've been using the curl sponge and I've been whirling the mess out of my hair. No way I got waves, bro.
So as you guys heard, he was surprised. I was surprised. I didn't think there was going to be nothing under there. Even though when it was laid, it was wavy. You know, when you comb it out, it's a completely different story. So I have my 2-guard. The lever is fully open just to be safe. And this client, he's an elite waiver. He used to be an elite waiver about 6-7 months ago. I'll show a video on the screen right now. His waves was spinning, all connected, definitely top tier. So he took a break, so today he's officially returning. So he's gonna have a nice head start. We're starting from his crown, and I have my 2-guard. Lever's fully open. And why am I starting from the crown? I'm starting from the crown just to be safe. You know, when you start with the hardest part, everything else tends to be easier. The crown you have to be very careful with, so I just decided to start from there. And we're just removing all that bulk. Being careful on his hairline. He has a very, very, very tricky hairline. I call it a horseshoe hairline, basically when both sides come up. So I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to attack that today. Now, we did decide to wash his hair. I know you guys are gonna hate me for it because his waves pretty much disappeared. But we expected that. He was okay with that. We weren't even expecting him to have any waves to begin with. But a nice, clean, fresh start. We washed it just so it can be nice and clean, get all that grease out of there, because he didn't cut the top in months. So this is how it looks after we washed it. And we're gonna get started on the taper. Very simple, very easy. Start with our bald line. Lever open. Gonna take my 1-guard and go up the same length. Drop back down, close the lever. Grab my 2. Close that lever. Curly hair is very easy to me. I don't know why, it's just very simple. You can finesse like curly hair. Straight hair, you kind of have to follow each step and be consistent, but curly hair, you can kind of finesse. I have my 1.5 guard. Now I'll switch to my 0.75 guard. That's what I like to call it. And now my half. It's very simple. Don't listen to barbers that say, oh, you got to be super skilled to taper or fade. You really don't. It's not hard. It's really not. Now I'm just erasing that bottom guideline with my Babyless clippers, using that corner. You already know my blade's crooked, just how I like it. And I'm gonna let you guys watch this side and then the back, and we'll be back for the shape up. So to start the shape up in the back, it's pretty simple. Just follow the natural neckline. Don't keep it too natural. That's a mistake a lot of barbers do. They make it too straight going back. It's supposed to be diagonal, in my opinion, so that when you look at it from the back of their head, it looks straight, you know? And just follow that line around the ear. Be careful with the trimmer around the ear. The ear area tends to be very sensitive, so be careful. Even if your blades aren't sharp, you know, you can always nick your clients around that area. Now we're just shaving his face, and this, I feel like, gives the haircut a complete look, and you guys will see once the shape up is done. So to prep his hairline, we're just gonna take the 1 guard with our Andis Master. This is basically a long number 1, and just smooth it down before we shape it up. So this is the horseshoe hairline that I was speaking about. So basically, it's not that he's receding, it's just it grows upwards in those corners, and he has a huge peak. That's basically what a horseshoe hairline is: light corners and a wide peak. So we're starting on the shape up, and to do the horseshoe hairline, I like to curve the hairline towards the corners, so kind of like shape it up in like an avatar shape, kind of, so that when you look at them dead on, it looks straight. Now this can be a difficult concept to understand, but basically if you shape this up as if they had a straight hairline, it's going to come out crooked, because their head shape and the way their hair grows is different than a typical hairline. In my opinion, horseshoe hairlines come out crispy, bro. When you do it right, they come out crispy. Now we're doing his C cup, and we are gonna add a lot of enhancements. Now, you guys don't typically see me do this on my channel. You know I'm not super heavy with it. Like I don't paint the whole thing, but today we're gonna use it pretty heavy. My client has a special event, so we want to make sure he's all right, and it's in a couple days, so you know, gotta make sure it lasts. And before you add the enhancements, you want to make sure everything's on point, nothing's out of place, so that once you add it, you know, it's sturdy, it's solidified. So for the enhancements, we're using our Tomb 45 no drip, and I believe I'm using dark brown. And what I like about no drip is that you really don't have to spray a lot, because it sprays darker than what Kiss Express usually sprays. So whenever I want to do like a heavy enhancements job, I usually use Tomb 45. And to really give it a nice contrast, we're going to use our pencil just on the vertical bars. I don't like using the pencil all around the head. It makes the haircut look a little too fake. And I barely use the pencil. I just, you know, do a little bit on the vertical bars. Not too harsh. Right here is a very important step. We're freehanding, especially with a big transformation. People who cut off a lot of curls, it always tends to stick up, even after you use a hot towel and wash it. So get all those loose hairs. Definitely gonna make the haircut stand out and last a little bit longer. And now we're doing his mustache. I don't know if you guys saw, but that other side, it had like some patches. That can just come from cutting a lot of hair off at once, unfortunately. Right here, we're using our razor. Shout out Easy Blade shaving products. Use my promo code, the 4th Ken, for 10% off. and I'm just stretching the skin, getting that nice crispy ash line. Now, as you can see on this side, what I was speaking about earlier, when you're cutting off a lot of hair, especially, some wavelength, you're bound to have patches somewhere. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. This is how my client came in.